Well, I've been excited to do this one for a long time. Cream and Sunshine of Your Love, although it's 4 o'clock-ish and the sun has already set. That's winter for you, but hey-ho. This one uses Eric Clapton's Woman Tone, which I have done a previous video on, so do check that out if you want to get the sound sounding pretty accurate to the record. Obviously a Gibson Les Paul is not necessarily what you hear on that, but even so, you can use your neck pickup and then you can roll off most of the tone, which happens to be this one here on the guitars that I use. Take it off, at the moment it's on about 3 for me. But you can roll it all the way down and you're going to get a pretty smooth, pretty nice sound. We're going to start off at the beginning with our main riff, so let's just dive right in here. I learned so much checking this one out properly, so much that I wasn't expecting to be the way that it was. I mean, I've been playing this song since I started out playing guitar, to be honest with you, and it's just super different to how I would have imagined it was played. So the main riff, the intro, is a sort of single line, single note, with none of the later chords that come. So we start off with the most basic variation on the 12th fret, and it's your D string, because this whole thing is in D. So you start up here, and it's down picks. Now, already there's something to discuss here. So there's 2 fingering options when you're doing this descending pattern. Option number 1, when you're playing this low variant of it, you're going to do this. 3rd finger, 2nd finger, then 3rd finger slide, or sort of replacement I should say, and then you come across. And then you swap that finger over to the first one. So this is how it goes. So that's very, very important. Now the second time, later on, and we'll see this variation of the main riff a lot, absolutely weirdly, Eric Clapton does a 3rd finger, 1st finger, then a 1st finger again, and then he comes up and does. So a 3rd and a 4th on those 12 frets. Bend up. Like that. The reason why he does the 1st finger descend, which it took me a while to work out, was it splits up the notes more clearly. So instead of doing a 2nd finger, the 1st finger replacement, it kind of separates the notes a little bit better. So I do get it, but I never would have chosen to do that myself. So following the tab from the beginning, the main riff starts off, we'll just play it through here for you. Next time it comes round, you're going to use full chords. Now, every live version that you see Eric Clapton play in the modern day, let's say, he does a thumb and this chord shape, which is pretty hard to move. However, for various reasons, which I'll explain later, I think in the earlier recording and some of the early performances, he does a bar chord. Which I actually think is the version that we hear on the record. So assuming that's the case, we're going to stick with the record version and we're going to do a bar chord here. Try not to hit the bottom string too forcefully. That's why I've put that note in brackets. It's more about these 3. The bottom string is there. Brush it. You don't want to hit it too hard. So, because if you look ahead in the tab, going up, you're going to use that 1st finger replacement. Open string. When you're doing that 10th fret there, this is why I think the bar has to be used. Because you can't really do it very easily. It sounds very muddy and messy. So you're going to go for the bar in this version of the song that I'm playing. It comes around again with the bar. And then that 10th fret's there again, which you're barring across to reach. Now, another variation that comes on this main riff here, in the live performances that you see, you see Eric Clapton play this thumb arrangement again, and down here on the 3rd fret. However, on the record, you hear it played up here. So you're going to do it up high with this 1st finger and 3s barring across. That's how I choose to play that chord. You see Eric Clapton very often play it with the 4th finger added in, so you get... And by the way, that 4th finger is going on the octave, so the fingering is like this: 1, 3, 4, 4. Or my version. So we're up there. Then an open D, then you're back to the main. There's a slight variation here. Now it says thumb or 1st finger in the record. You can do it with the thumb, but I think that because the barring has been so common in what I hear, we're going to stick with the 1st finger for this little turnaround. The only exception to that is the time it comes round next. You're going to use your thumb because you need to hit that bottom 10th fret, which is a D, and then bend this 10th up with your 1st finger. You can't do it with the bar very easily anyway. We're just going to pause it there because that's the main riff variations that have been so interesting to learn all about. We're going to hit this next section in a minute with the power chords. And I'll show you the trick with the fingering of that as well. But we'll do that in part 2 of this video. Thanks for watching so far, and please subscribe down there. We would love it. Yeah, it really helps out the channel.